have some questions. Someone was supposed to be calling me back from there. I have questions. Okay, I stayed at
Okay.
the shelter, and I was
Hmm.
some women told me that they had help with the couple months' rent. They got vouchers for wherever they moved, and a lot of different things that I wasn't offered. I know that there's an apartment complex. I was not able to get in that, and this has followed me at all shelters I've ever been to. I am aware that the police came to the location and wanted to talk to staff alone. I'm fleeing a serious abusive crisis that involves the government. And then, in addition to that, they didn't help me with give me information on protection orders, name changes, and a lot of different things. They played games with counseling, and some people were even rude. So they
Really?
saw that I was being violated. It was a lot of evidence that I was being violated, and it's like they conspired with it. And this has
Well,
happened every place that I've lived. I'm sorry. And I'm just trying to see if
oh,
the
it's okay.
police department is telling people to mistreat me like this, if this is why it's happening.
All right. Well, let me let you talk to someone. You can tell them about it. Okay.
Okay,
All
'cause I
right.
did leave a message and my calls haven't been returned and they are not returned at a lot of different
Okay.
locations. So I'm just trying to figure
Okay.
things out. Okay.
Okay. I understand. Okay. All right. Hang on
Okay.
again. And
It's Kiana Clark.
Tiana Clark. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And no one's
Well,
there?
yeah. The see.
Yes, I left a message. I made an appointment to speak with someone in the domestic violence side. And then she had me reschedule the appointment 2 times that day. And then when I came to the appointment, she said leave or she'd call the police.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Who would you like to speak to, ma'am?
I did a complaint because that's unusual for someone to say reschedule an appointment. It was an inconvenience because I had to come back 2 different times. And then when I came, she said leave. She would not assist me with getting help with domestic violence. And then later on, they told me the police brought me there and they said that you stay 5 days and then you leave 14. It was a blatant lie. Why would a lot of places treat me like that? They exclude me from services that they give others. I was the only one leaving. And then the
I
police
can transfer you to
came,
someone. Give me one
and then the
second.
police came and forced me to leave.
Your call is now being forwarded. Please hold.
Lodge, this is Renee. How can I help?
Yes, I left a message to do a complaint. At multiple different shelters, I'm mistreated and excluded from services, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of why I'm repeatedly treated like that. So I had an appointment with the domestic violence part, and she was dishonest with me about a lot of different services, and she was supposed to be helping me flee to another location. So she rescheduled the appointment 2 different times that I came. Then when I came, she said leave or she'd call the police and was rude. But I'm repeatedly getting treated like this. So I told her I wanted to flee to another location through Salvation Army, but she would not assist me and was rude. So then the
Okay.
Salvation Army deprived me of other services that you offer there. The only thing that they would give me food and shelter and wouldn't give me any assistance or any information on programs or any other
What kind of
thing.
assistance did you need us to give you?
Well, here's the thing: a lot of people are getting programs put on housing and no
No, we
location.
don't do that.
Well,
We
no.
don't do that at all. We allow people to stay here for 90 days and find their own housing. We don't fund it, and we don't find it for them.
Oh, you used to let them stay there for 90 days?
If they meet the program requirements and they follow the rules.
Okay, that's not what I was offered. The police had them
Well,
had you guys had let me stay there 5 days and then
have
make me
you been
leave
here
for
before?
14. No, that was my first
Did
time.
you have conflicts with the staff while you were here?
No, I'm just trying to. I'm. What's your name?
I'm just asking if there are potential problems because there are
I'm not
reasons
really
that you
being
can be
heard
asked
all
to
over the
leave.
place. What's your name
My name's Renee.
in your position?
I don't think that's your concern. If you'd like to speak to my supervisor, I can transfer you. Hold on, please.
Yeah, I get treated like this all the time. People are rude.
Well, perhaps it's the way that you talk to people.
I get gaslit all the time,
Your
ma'am.
call is now being forwarded. Please hold.
You have to see it to believe it. Hello?
Please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, my name is Kiana Clark. I tried to do a complaint there. I'm trying to backtrack locations that I was mistreated. And Renee, I just talked to a Renee, and she wasn't very understanding that the police brought me there and put me out in corruption. And I told her about experience that was negative, and she wasn't startled by it, and in fact blamed me for said it was my attitude. But this is a pattern that repeatedly follows me. So staff didn't follow protocol. Told me I had to be there 5 days and then leave 14. I was the only one leaving. So I'm repeatedly excluded from services. With the services are withheld everywhere I'm at, and I'm just trying to get to the bottom of why I'm repeatedly mistreated like these. This said organizations, all of them I've been to, have lied, excluded me from housing, and did all kind of other things that are not realistic. So can you please contact me back? Our daily. Yes, this is Kiana Clark. I came there and I was slandered by security and put out late at night at about 8. The security said that I recorded on the inside and it was a blatant lie. And I get mistreated at a lot of shelters that I've stayed at in a crisis situation. And then I tried to get services and they wouldn't give me other services. And the only thing that they gave me was shelter, food. They would not let me know all of the other services, housing programs, or any kind of assistance to flee an abusive situation. So I've just had a repeated pattern of experiencing that, and I just want to know if the police department is enlisting people to do that, mistreat me. Please give me a call back. That was our daily bread.
Salvation Army, how may I help you?
Yes, I keep getting forwarded to Nicole. And I had an experience. What's the lady that's over housing? She's been there a long time.
Okay, so what is her name?
I'm asking.
Oh, what was the question again?
What the lady's name that's been over housing and case management? What's her name? The black lady?
Oh, Miss Endis.
Who?
Mrs. Endis or Miss Trevicia?
I think it's Trevicia. Okay, so here's the issue. So Trevicia kept scheduling our apartment appointments, and she lied and said that you guys don't give help. So I looked on a paper and I realized that you pay first month's rents and other different things. So she did not give me those services. And in addition to that, when she finally was about to give me a piece of paper, giving me resources, the police department came and removed me and made me leave my clothes. So she's telling me to call Nicole. Can you hold 1 second? Hold on.
Yes, right
Hello.
now they
Hold on
don't.
one
I know
second.
right now.
Hold on 1 second. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Miss Clark?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. This is Morris County Sheriff's Office. How can I help you, ma'am?
I'm not quite certain on what you're calling for. I was trying to speak with someone at Salvation Army Tyler. Are you? What's your name?
I'm at the Sheriff's Office. You had called about something in December 2018. You was arrested and your credit card.
Yes. What's your name?
My name is Jack.
Okay. Yes, I've had a lot of different arrests reporting crimes. I believe that you arrested me in December and that they can't find the arrest. And my brothers told you that I've been having problems with my card. I just don't understand why repeatedly when I'm reporting crimes, my freedom's repeatedly taken. So I'm just trying to see how you misconstrued that I can't use my card. It keeps malfunctioning. And I think someone's behind it to taking my freedom.
Okay. So this was in December. What day in December?
Well, I've had like 20 other arrests since then. And they're stacking up. So I'm just trying to get to the bottom of why my life has been so bizarre.
In Morris County, or where do you live?
I was in Dangerfield at the time, and I was told
Yes,
to go there and report the issues with my card because I was in a
Okay.
crisis situation. And then when I go to hotels or try to get food, finally after having a ride, I didn't have a card. And then after getting a ride, my card would malfunction and I couldn't use it.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. So you was in Dangerfield. So who was the officer that you spoke with?
I thought it was you that arrested me. Or you have a bald head?
I do now, but we got several people that bald head.
I remember your name.
Okay. So
You have your own office in the front?
Mm-mm.
Where's your office at?
No, where's mine is at the back. Was it at
Okay,
the
that's
sheriff's
it.
office?
That's you. That's you.
Okay, was it at the sheriff's office or the PD?
Someone brought me there. I don't really know, but all I remember your name. And your voice sounds familiar. I'm just trying to get clarity
Mhm.
on how I'm telling people things that's going on and my freedom's repeatedly taken. How did you
Okay.
misconstrue I can't use my card to arrest me until my brothers got involved? In addition to that, I was
What
released and then they would
What's your
not let me
brother?
leave
What's your
with
brother's name?
um
Nah.
okay.
I'm trying to. This happened 2018, and I'm trying to.
Well, what's peculiar is I don't understand why I was arrested and then there's no record of it.
I don't. I definitely don't see anything on it. But you said you've been arrested. You lived at one time at the in Avenger.
Yes.
Okay, I got you in here on Avenger. I'm just trying to. Forgive me, but I'm.
Well, I just
Oh
find it
yeah, that.
curious that someone's freedom can be taken and be arrested and then it disappears. 'Cause a lot of records have disappeared, and I was furious that I've been
Mhm.
robbed of my rights to repeatedly over and over to report crimes. And I have still haven't been
Okay.
able to report it to this day. My arrest was threatened in Dallas. And that was $2,000 was stolen from me. Then 5,800, and another time 3,000. But the $5,800 came up missing with Attorney General child support payments.
Did
Then
it?
I've had
And,
glitches and things, weird things with the IRS tax returns.
mhm.
I still haven't got all my stimulus checks, and I
Mhm.
keep trying, and it's repeated glitches to where I can't get them. So since
Mhm.
that was unaddressed, it's escalated to now I can't get tax returns, crimes with child support.
Mhm.
So I'm just not quite certain on why the government would mistreat me like this and take my freedom for reporting abuse and having people exclude me from services all over the place. Why? I'm trying to get clarity on what's happening.
Yeah, yeah. And I wish I could help you. And I'm trying. That's the reason I'm. Look, I don't have anything. The only thing I have on you in my system, Mr. Clark, is something about a small claims back in.
Okay, Kiana Clark versus Gwendolyn Morrow, Judge Nikita.
It was Judge Nikita, but it shows that it was dismissed. So it might have been Betty Johnson during that time, Judge Betty Johnson. The only thing I can get on there is that it was dismissed, but I
I'm
don't
just
have
I
records
have
that.
all these cases and different things. I'm clueless on what you're saying. Who I went in there to sue someone.
It, it's a Keyana
Yeah, I
Clark.
sued someone.
Mm-hmm.
I was
It
maybe
was
that
a
was when I had to do it with the maybe that was a Judge Mathis incident. Maybe that's what they're well, that's maybe that's what that's regarding.
no, it says judge, but that's
Okay,
on the
well,
civil.
okay, well, thank you. I'm just calling around trying to figure things out. A lot of
Yes,
records are
ma'am.
missing all over the place. I'm just trying to
Yes,
get down
ma'am.
to the bottom of things. Since you don't remember or have the record, I don't. It's a pattern. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Yes, I'd like to get some information. My name is Kiana Clark, and the Tyler Police Department came and removed me from Salvation Army. It appeared that they were monitoring me because the lady said that she was going to give me housing, and they immediately came to interrupt and said, "Did anyone call the police?" And they said no, but the police made me leave and gave me a criminal trespass and made me leave my clothes. So then I was being stalked and I was terrified, and it was crimes going on to keep me away from my son. And it's escalated to crimes to keep me away from my daughter as well. But this time it was blatant lies. But a CPS worker would taunt me and call me and you raise her voice and yell at me and say, "You're never going to see your daughter again. You hear me? You get it? You get." She was harassing me. And she said she didn't have a CPS office. It was mobile and I had to call on a state issued phone. So I went to the police because I thought it was a counterfeit call, and then the worker got caught in a lie. So when the worker got caught in a lie, I think his name is Zapata or something. Z. He gave me a criminal trespass from the police department. No one can see that record from that lady. Why would the police condone someone terrorizing me on a prank call pretending she was CPS and then give me a criminal trespass to cover for it?
Okay. That I'm not sure. Do you know when the criminal trespass and stuff was done?
They said that they see it. Let me give you my name and we can, because I'm just trying to get information on what's happening. Because it's just, they've seen me at bus stops alone and said that someone said I was in a mental health crisis. It was a blatant lie. I've been at KFC trying to order food. It's like I'm being monitored illegally. And I was at a bus stop. The police came. I was at had just got off a train in Dallas, and the police came from nowhere and lied and said I was creating a disturbance, and I wasn't, and arrested me. And then they won't tell me what disturbance I was creating. It's been a pattern. So I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of things. How did they, just know to come to Tyler to interrupt me getting housing? Now our locations won't give it to me anyway, so they don't have to come interrupt it. They interrupted at our calling too to make sure I didn't get services in Dallas until I started recording them. Did you need my name so we can figure out? I've left messages. People aren't returning my call. I went to internal affairs or the person over. What's his name? Wrote a letter and left messages, and my calls haven't been returned.
Okay, and what was your name?
It's Kiana Clark.
Trespass in here for the police department.
Okay, he probably lied about the criminal trespass at Salvation Army, but I just don't understand why the police would come interrupt me from getting. They said that they gave me a criminal trespass and made me leave clothes. And I repeatedly have thefts of clothes, robberies, and all kind of weird things with clothes. I'm just not quite certain why police would have an interest in making me leave my clothes. But I couldn't prove what was happening to me. So,
I do see a criminal trespass also for the Salvation Army.
okay, no one has ever told me why they did it. Why would the police give anyone a criminal trespass from the police department? Is that legal?
Yes.
Why would the police department give someone a criminal trespass that's fleeing abuse?
I'm not sure because I wasn't there when whatever happened, so I don't know. I can't see any of that kind of stuff.
Well, what is happening is there's a scheme that I'm trying to prove. I'm just trying to get establish a paper trail and evidence. Someone is deliberately sabotaging my ability to get shelter and house, and I'm just trying to prove it. So this criminal trespass was to keep me from getting shelter at the Salvation Army. The police interrupted me getting housing. It was illegally monitoring me, heard me, the lady about to give me housing, and she had been playing games for an extended amount of time, gave me a criminal trespass, and made me leave my clothes. That's what really happened. No one had called the police. He was saying that someone called the police, and they looked confused and said no. But this is a repeated pattern, like when I was at the bus stop. So I'm just trying to expose police misconduct and criminal activity. You don't take bribes and take someone's freedom repeatedly over and over for reporting crimes, have people lie and slander to keep someone out the safety of hotel rooms and shelters. That's a crime. And the police department needs to be held accountable for it. Like condoning someone pretending to be a CPS worker, calling a terrified mother and terrorizing her, using her daughter as leverage to hurt her is sadistic and sick. And I'm not quite certain on why the police department would like to be involved in something like that. And with whatever police that want to be involved in activity like that need to be held accountable because it's criminal. Okay, ma'am, I'm just trying to figure things out. I've already left messages and no one has called back. Okay, ma'am, thank you. I'm just calling around trying to figure things out.
Okay.
They don't want me to talk to the Garland location. It's glitching. Garland Outreach. Let's see if it works this time since I'm recording.
We're sorry, your call did not go through. Please try your call later.
Your call didn't go through. Yes, I have a question. I was ran off the road and went to New Beginnings in Garland, and the police told that I was trying to get shelter there, and I had the video footage of me being ran off the road. So the police department told the organization to set me out an appointment a month away when I was terrified. So nonetheless, I was really confused at that time. So I came to the domestic violence support group. because I had an appointment a month away and I wanted to be educated. So the police department came and arrested me and assaulted me at the domestic violence support group. So I tried to get clarity on why the police department was there mistreating me and felt the need to do that. I was just sitting there listening. I wasn't allowed to go to court to figure out why the police did that. But they also came to other locations and they shouldn't have even known that I was at those locations. But nonetheless, that happened. And then I went to the organization. They denied me assistance. And then I said, why did this happen? And then the police department came again and had me leave.
Okay, this is police dispatch. Do you need me to send the police somewhere?
What's your name?
My name is Akins with the Garland Police Department.
And then I came to speak with the victim's
Do you
advocate.
need police, fire, or medical?
I came to speak with the victim's advocate there in person, and then she said she had an emergency in the middle of helping me, and then left, and then ducked and dodged me every day after that. And then the police department told me to go to Salvation Army in Plano, and they don't even have
ma'am,
shelter.
Do you need police, fire, or medical dispatch?
They were trying to give me food. I just don't know what to do because this is extreme events, and I'm not quite. What was your name?
Akins.
Okay,
Do
you have a
police,
badge number?
fire, or medical?
What, are you saying that I'm going to be trapped in the misconduct and criminal activity that the police department crimes they were committing? There's no avenue to report crimes the police department commits?
Okay, ma'am, unless you need police, fire, or medical dispatch.
I need direction on when. I thought dispatch you could report crimes. Were police excluded from the crimes?
I can connect you to the service desk to make an over-the-phone police report if you'd like.
Okay, I'm not quite certain on how to handle it when police commit crimes. Yes, I was explaining to a representative, I can't think of her name, that there was misconduct and criminal activity from the police. They came to a domestic violence organization and assaulted and arrested me for attending a support group. And I went back to the organization to see what happened and get assistance. They denied the assistance and the police department came again. It's been a repeated pattern. So I'm not quite certain on what to do, what possessed the police department to come and assault me and interrupt me attending a domestic violence support group.
Yes, ma'am. Here, let me get you over to our lieutenant, okay, ma'am?
Okay, thank you. Okay. Hello, this is Kiana Clark. I have a YouTube channel. It's Keyana Clark, CLARK, Peace, PEACE. I had an extended call with a long call with a person from the professional standards regarding misconduct by police. I was assaulted and arrested at New Beginnings in Garland, Texas. And they also came when I was trying to get services years later and removed me from getting services and also would not let me get feedback on why I was arrested and assaulted for attending that domestic violence support group. So the professional standards person said that they would call me back. It never happened. So can you please give me a call back?
Yeah, so it's North Northfield. How may I help you?
Yes, I have a question. I was at Salvation Army in Dallas, and the 3 police came and immediately arrested me, said and detained me for mental illness. I was about to get an apartment. I was just given an application to get housing like a day prior. Nonetheless, I told them, they said that I was blocking traffic. I said I couldn't have been blocking traffic. I've been at this courtyard all day inside this building. So the police didn't follow policy and protocol, didn't review the camera footage, and took me to the hospital where all my items were stolen. Everything that I had. Money, shoes, ID, phone, everything. So I did a police report on the theft. I believe it was deliberate because I've had a lot of thefts like that. So I'm trying to figure out, and then I had another peculiar event. Multiple different hotels will blatantly lie on me to get me out of hotel rooms. And then they would give me criminal trespasses and lie and say they were full. So I started recording them. I reported it to the police because why would strangers I don't know repeatedly lie on me? And I was already fleeing a scary situation. So when the police had evidence, he called Right Care for mental illness. Because I wanted to know why would the police department repeatedly remove me and why would these hotels lie on me? Well, it's been a pattern for years. So not only are hotels doing it, shelters are doing it too. One even defrauded me out of funds like Presbyterian Night Shelter. And when they got caught in their crime, banned me from the property. They also tried to steal clothes and denied me of all services that they offered. They let women terrorize me there and would not follow policy and protect me against harassment and abuse. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
So I'm not. What's your name?
I'm Pierre so small.
I'm sorry. What is your name?
I'm Pierre so small.
You have a? Are you a police?
I'm a public safety officer of the station.
Okay. Do you have a badge number?
I do not.
So I'm not quite certain on what to do. What happened with my reports? No one ever called me to investigate why hotels would lie on me. That's pretty bizarre. And shelters. All one would have to do is law enforcement. And I also reported that when they sent me to the hospital, I think her name was Dr. Jenkins. She got caught in lies. So I called the police on her, so it can be exposed that the doctor was actually lying on me. That's a crime. A false commitment is criminal. So when Dr. Jenkins got caught in the lie, they removed the phone and started bullying me and wouldn't let me go to the mental illness court. So Salvation Army gave me a criminal trespass and won't tell me why they did it. But it's been a repeated pattern. I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of things. I'm not getting answers. I went to go get my records, but the police department, I had like 60 plus records, but the police department said that they had to choose my records and I can only get 3. So I came to an organization real far away from Dallas, and she was getting the records, and it was $112, and then she denied me future services and wouldn't get the records. I said that's mysterious because they wouldn't let me have the records, and since you're an advocate, but they denied all services after that point when they uncovered corruption. So do you have any ideas on what to do? I contacted Internal Affairs.
And what did they say?
And they said that it was no misconduct. They covered for it. I thought it was a bit extreme when I went to police headquarters and the police department threatened to take me out, threatened to arrest me for reporting identity theft. 6 police. It was quite intimidating that the government enforces crimes on civilians, on people, for profit. But yet nothing's been done. I've never heard of the police threatening to take someone to jail for having a theft, trying to report it. But it happened to me on camera footage. Anyone willing to do law enforcement, my bank knows I had the theft, that I couldn't report to the police. This man said that he did it. I don't know why the police department would cover for it on a fake page. I just don't have any direction on how to solve problems when I'm calling around year after year on my phone. I just feel like I'm trapped in crimes that the police department repeatedly keeps committing.
Yes, ma'am. Your best bet will be to call. Headquarters and try to talk to somebody there so they can further direct you. Because the number that you called is a substation. So
I've been to headquarters. That's where they threatened to take me to jail. And then when I reported to Internal Affairs that I was targeted, they put me out, intimidated me and bullied me and told me to leave. Because I told them multiple different police departments mistreated me. They cover for it. I'm just not quite sure what would make the police department, so many of them, conspire and cover up for crimes. I got an email from someone saying that the police department's bought off and paid in full. They won't investigate that either. I'm just trying to figure things out. I've called police headquarters. They don't want to give me my records. I'm just not quite certain on what would possess organizations to exclude me from services that they give everyone else. I've been the elephant in the room, forced to take it. Year after year. It's a horrible feeling. Everyone is getting services and I'm excluded and I just got to sit and take it. Oh, they did this for me and I'm just, all they're giving me is shelter and food. And some places don't give food. If I can get the shelter. At one point I couldn't get that and was forced to live in a tent. Okay, I'm just trying to figure things out. Okay, thank you. Is Avison?
I'm sorry?
Is Avison?
I can't understand you.
Is Avis in?
Okay, who is that?
Is this the Dallas location?
Yes, it is.
You don't have an Avis there anymore?
I don't know who that is. Where would she work?
At the shelter part?
Which shelter?
The one in Dallas? Is it multiple in Dallas?
This is a Salvation Army front desk, so there's several parts of the shelter. I don't know where this person
Oh,
would
okay.
work,
May I
but
have your
don't
name?
My name?
Yes.
What is your name?
I don't. So many people don't want to withhold their names. She hung up. It's not a red flag at all.
There.
Salvation Army?
Is this Avis?
No, she's gone for the day.
Okay, I don't know. I just get mistreated and hung up on a lot. People are really disrespectful to me. Yes, I was arrested there on blatant lies. What's your name?
This is Kay.
Kay?
Mhm.
Okay, yes, I was arrested there and I was mistreated by staff for an extended amount of time. They would bully me,
Yes.
loud talk to me. They lied to me. I'm trying to tell you
program
what
were
went
you in?
on.
Okay, I can't talk to you if you're not giving me I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying. You said that you called earlier?
No, I'm just telling you about the things that I wanted you to be appalled
Okay.
and then give me direction on where to go. But I mean, I'm not able to speak and tell you. So they lied. You could leave on Wednesdays, and I needed my medicine because I was anemic and my iron was low. They didn't tell me that you could leave. They had me trapped in the time during COVID, and all these other
So let
people
me
were leaving, and they didn't wouldn't let me leave with everybody else. Then I only had the clothes on my back. The way that it happened, I only had the clothes on my back, and they never gave me clothes there. There's a voucher for clothes that they excluded me from. They excluded me from housing. The person in domestic violence, they each time I went over there to try to talk to her, Denise and Avis would come and bully me and mistreat me for trying to get help in domestic violence. It's been a pattern that followed me for a long time, and then eventually I was lied on, which is a criminal. A false commitment
So
is a crime.
were you in this program?
I don't know about a program. All I know is I stayed at Salvation Army. They wouldn't give me services.
Okay, and what's your name?
They tried to do my taxes twice. They said the stimulus payments glitched twice, two different attempts with two different people. It's been a pattern. But nonetheless, my name, is that what you asked? It's
Mm-hmm.
Keyana, Keyana,
Okay.
Clark, Clark.
And who else?
Avis, no, the police department came and they have people take the fall for their crimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the police department arrested me. But they're lying and saying Salvation Army did it. So each time I'm reporting the crime, they want to investigate it, like when my sister lied on me. I'm just trying to establish a paper trail of these blatant lies because the blatant lies are keeping me away from children too. So I'm just not quite certain on why an army full of people would pathologically lie on me and railroad and sabotage my life. But that is a crime to falsely commit someone, but it's been a repeated pattern that has been ignored.
Okay. So what are you thinking now?
I'm not. What can the Salvation Army do? Because I got a criminal trespass, and you have employees there that committed a crime. What do you think that should be done if you have employees that abuse their power and slander someone and take their freedom, and then deprive them of services, knowing that they're fleeing an abusive crisis situation? What do you think the person over Salvation Army? What do you think that she would want to do?
And when did this happen?
That I was falsely committed. I think that was 2021. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of things. And then I tried to get help before then. And then I was denied it. That's rude. You normally tell someone you're transferring them. But I'm repeatedly treated like this. Let's see if it's voicemail.
Extension
Voicemail.
4
And then it's
7
weird. It's
0
no name.
5 0
So the party
is
could get
unavailable.
accountability. They don't call me back. Hello, this is Keyana Clark. I've been doing complaints for years, trying to figure out who blatantly lied on me and took my freedom. A false commitment is a charge. That's criminal. I'm not quite certain, but I think it's a felony. Can you please give me a contact me back? I've made multiple different calls and my calls haven't been returned. I reported it to the police and they won't investigate it. My contact number. In addition to the false arrests and the blatant lies, there was a lot of misconduct by a lot of different staff and people staying there. I was bullied and mistreated, ostracized, and the people were rude, excluded me from services that other people got. And it's been a pattern that's followed me years. And I'm just trying to see why I would be treated like that in almost all the environments that I'm in. Thank you. I called and I left a message. What is that? What did I call?
Domestic violence prevention?
Texarkana?
Yes.
Okay, may I have your name?
I'm sorry, say that again?
May I have your name?
This is Taryn. How can I help you?
I think I talked to you before. I told you that the police department came. Well, not the police department, that I left to go report my abuser. And they didn't do me the accompaniment and didn't give me other services. And then...
Okay, was that Texas or Arkansas?
Texarkana, domestic violence prevention.
Okay, well, but there's Texas, like, it's on the state line. Was it for Texas or for Arkansas?
Texas.
Okay.
So they didn't do the accompaniment and other services. And then when I came back from reporting my abuser, I was put out, gone. Mm-hmm. And I questioned why I was treated like that and why they wouldn't do the accompaniment, because I told them I was terrified because the police department was involved in my abuse. And you told me that you transferred me to someone to leave a message, and my calls haven't been returned for years. This happened in 2020. No, this happened in actually 2019. But I've been treated like this at every location I've been at. And I'm just trying to understand why I'm repeatedly mistreated.
Yeah. Do you remember who your advocate was?
No, I know she had long brown hair, a younger lady.
Okay. And it was Texas?
Yes. All I know is it, what the Arkansas, how does that, what's the difference between?
Well, I mean, sometimes the process is different depending on which county you work with. Give me 2 seconds. I'm actually not the one who usually answers this front phone. Give me 2 seconds to get back to my desk, okay? I'm going to put you on a brief hold.
So it's not left up for debate or accident. It's enforced that I'm not treated like other people. There's no possibility for error. I'm sorry? I couldn't quite hear you.
Sorry, I was just checking to see if you're still there.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get somebody to cover the front for me so I could come back to my office. So, I'm trying to make sure I understand. You said that you worked with somebody back in 2019 or 2020?
Right. The problem of it is I was reporting my abuser and got put out while I was gone. And they didn't offer me any other services besides shelter and food. I'm sorry?
You talking about from the safe house?
Yes, from the safe house, yes. I reported my abuser to the police department. He was rude. He came to the organization because I told the organization I was scared of the police because my abuser appeared to be controlling him. So the police came and bullied me and mistreated me in front of staff and never investigated my report. So it's just been a pattern that followed me. So then I left to go report my abuser at Lone because after that, you guys started denying services. All I got was shelter and food. They didn't give me information on a protection order, nothing else, just shelter and food. No help to flee my abuser, no education, no nothing. So I went and then I begged for the accompaniment. They wouldn't do it. And that's part of the policy. So I went to go report my abuser scared and alone and came back and my stuff was outside in the box. And they said they don't know why they did it. But I'm being mistreated like this at every place I live. And I'm trying to get down to the bottom of why every location I'm at mistreats me, including bus stops, alone, hotels, hospitals. So it just seems like something is really extreme going on that I'm just not aware of. I think these people are being influenced. But the problem of it is, if they know that my life is in jeopardy and I have an abuser, what would entice civilians to be in cahoots with something like that? What is this world coming to? I mean, churches too, knowing that I'm getting death threats and my life is in jeopardy, and they want to conspire with someone that's saying they're going to kill me because one with a badge and gun told them to do it.
Right. I see what you're saying. So I actually don't know. I don't know anything about the process for our safe house. Like, it's attached to our
I just saw this. There was misconduct to put someone out for reporting their abuser, being in cahoots with an abuser.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't really understand how their process works to be able to vouch for them or...
I'm just trying to get down to the bottom. Should I call the Texarkana police? I mean, no, because they said that they just put it out in the box and didn't tell me why they did it, and I want an explanation, and I've been calling years, and they won't call me back to give me one. In fact, almost all the people I call don't call me back. Okay, well, you did say, can you leave my number again, and let's see if they'll call back this time, because that's extreme.
That's actually what I was going to say. I was going to say, I'm not really familiar with... like I said, with AIDS shelter, procedure, but also...
I think there's a disconnect. What was your name?
My name's Taryn. What's your name?
Kiana. I think there's a disconnect. The disconnect is that there was misconduct with someone putting me out, not procedures.
Okay.
That it was a disconnect that someone put me out in corruption for reporting my
Right.
abuser.
Okay. What was your name? I'm sorry, your number. What was your
Okay.
number? House. You had issues with your abuser and with law enforcement. You did try to go report something, and when you came back, you said your things were outside.
In a box, yes. And they denied me shelter.
Okay. And so from there, you said that you have been trying to reach out. You have not had any luck with anybody. Do you remember when the last time you tried to call them was?
I'm almost positive it was you. It was 2022.
Okay.
Yes.
So you think 2022?
Because not only you, but all locations that I'm allowed to stay in seem to be conspiring with abuse and corruption.
Okay. What do you mean when you say other locations? Do you mean like we only have the one location here?
Oh no, I mean all shelters and organizations. I think that I'm being illegally monitored, and I'm trying to build up evidence of that. I think I'm being illegally monitored, and that in the illegally monitoring me, all help is sabotage. Because if I even try to reach out to churches and people say that they're going to help me, they retract. So if someone's illegally monitoring me and enlisting all parties to leave me in abuse they're enlisted in, that's criminal.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to expose it.
Right, I see. I could see where that could be kind of hard to prove, and that may be one of the reasons you're having so many issues. I'm not even sure. Have you talked to anybody like from the State Department of any
I just want to concentrate on this organization right here and getting a phone call back. And then,
you just mentioned some other places, so I wasn't sure exactly, I guess, what the scope you were looking for was. So specifically our organization, you said the most recent time you've reached out to us was 22. I do know that our staff has completely turned over since then, so I'm not sure who you would have worked with over at the state house. Do you remember who any of the advocates over there were?
No, that's okay. I'm just calling around. You have my number, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay, I'll let them know that you reached out. Our supervisors are gone for the day, but I will leave a note and talk to somebody in the morning, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, bye.
Your call is important to us. Please.
Family Place, how can I help you?
Yes, may I have your name?
My name is Andrea. How can we help you?
Yes, I came in there to get services, and I was denied assistance. And one location slandered me and told me to go to Parkland Hospital. They did
okay, please hold, ma'am. Please hold one moment. I have another call.
Okay. She hung up. It's abuse, but you got to prove it's happening. Why would someone hang up an experience like that, hang up in someone's face? Like the other organization did. This is how they're told to mistreat me. It's already prearranged. They hung up again. They know I'm trying to incriminate people, and they don't want to discuss it. They could be remotely controlling my phone and hanging up. They do that too. Can't call the police. They're the ones doing it.
Yeah, she's pretty much how to help you.
I'd like to do a police report.
Okay, what kind of police report?
On conspiracy to violate rights and how I'm mistreated at shelters. I think they're conspiring with a domestic abuse crisis, and they don't want to talk to me, and they keep hanging up in my face after I told them I was mistreated at the shelter. It's not normal behavior. If someone repeatedly tells people that they're fleeing for their life, why are they met with abuse and torment repeatedly over and over, year after year? So I'd like to report it. Conspiracy to violate rights is a felony charge. And to torment someone and oppress them in the free right, I don't have it memorized, the free right of privileges of services is a crime if you're doing that in conspiracy, deliberately.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm gonna put you on a brief hold, okay?
Okay, thank you. So this is the right price. It's an accident. $695. That's the same case. But it changed from $695 to $799. I know it's hard to believe my story. So I have to order it now before they change the price again. That's fraud. Yes,
I understand you want to file a report of some kind.
I do.
Okay, how can I help you over the phone?
Okay, and can I file a report over the phone?
No, ma'am, we don't take any reports over the phone, but certain reports can be filed online, and certain you have to make in person. So I'm trying to decipher which instructions I need to give you.
Okay, well, I'm trying to report how I'm being repeatedly violated at shelters in multiple different locations in the conspiracy. They deprived me of my rights, and they're hanging up in my face at this shelter. A car sped up like it was going to hit me, and they didn't follow protocol and put me in a safe location. The police came to remove me after I reported it because I was terrified that going in the safe location, a car sped up like he was going to hit me on their camera footage.
Okay.
And then they deprived me of the housing and other services that they offer other people. Told me to go to the bridge that would not let me in, the bridge homeless shelter. I had to sleep on a bench. Now they won't let me sleep on benches when I'm in crisis situations. The police or security removes me. But no,
did you speak to the police officers the night that they removed you?
the police, they did not give me an explanation to why they weren't following policy and wanted me to go to the bridge shelter instead of putting me in a domestic violence organization. But this is follow me. Used to be they just put me out for no reason. Now they're blatantly lie on me to get me out.
Okay.
They even try to blame it on me recording crimes in my YouTube channel that they shouldn't know about. But before that, they just put me out with no explanation. Like another location just put my bags outside and didn't say anything.
Have you spoke to any of the supervisors or anything at the shelters as to why?
Well, here's the problem. I think the police department's behind it because the police department used to come out on their own and remove me and actually assaulted me at a location. And then when I started recording their crimes, now it's happening behind the scenes, and I believe civilians are taking the fall for it. But I think that if people with integrity find out that police people are abusing their badges and guns and enlisting civilians in crimes, they would be sickened. A felony crime at that, because they're doing it to churches, domestic violence organizations designed to help people. I'm sure that these civilians don't know that what they're doing is a felony.
Okay. I'm not really sure which type of report to tell you to file based off what you told me. It's definitely not going to be an online report, though. So you're going to have to go to a police station or call 911 and have an officer come to where you're at.
Why wouldn't it be? I'll check online. What's the website for the site for online, and I may be able to put something off in there. DallasPolice.net. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll see how.
There's a yellow tab that says "Make a Report." You'll just click on it, and then you'll see all your choices.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'd like to do a report.
Okay, what is it concerning?
It's police misconduct. The police came to Denton County Friends of Family and removed me on blatant. Well, the police. There was a scam at Denton County Friends of the Family to remove me on blatant lies. There was also the police came on a blatant lie to Our Daily Bread, and they also came to Salvation Army in Denton. So 3 different locations. I was sabotaged shelter in Denton on blatant lies and corruption.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's start over. So someone is saying someone removed you from Friends of the Family?
Well, see, I'm in an abusive situation where my abuser's running police that he shouldn't. So I was at Denton County Friends of the Family, and they lied and said I was recording on the inside, and I wasn't. I said you can look at my phone. I was not recording anyone inside, and I was mistreated there. And they also denied services that they give other people. They gave people a safe phone and then lied to me about it. Said they didn't offer the phones and someone else had one. And I said someone else has a phone. And then they said, well, we're out. So I tried to get some accountability for my abuser. And then the lady was rude and said, there's not enough evidence. Let's talk about you getting glasses and getting food
I'm going to have an
stamps.
officer call and speak with you, okay?
Okay. And then it's just too many places, 3 places that they were scamming to get me out of. Okay.
What is your address?
I like to keep that anonymous. I can give you my phone number.
Oh, that's okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me get that from you.
Okay.
I'll call you as soon as you can.
Okay, and what's your name?
My name's Carrie.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Rescue mission, serving East Texas, where the road to a new life.
Hi, lady. How can I help you?
Yes, I stayed there and I was slandered by a person trying to shop for clothes and she made me sleep on the floor. And then I was sick and they made me wash dishes. And you have a dishwasher, right? You have someone to wash the dishes, right?
There's people that trade chores or that get assigned a chore weekly, and that's how they do it.
No, when I was there weren't chores. There was someone that would wash dishes. That was her job. I was the only one that was washing dishes sick. I went to the hospital.
Okay.
I'm just not quite certain. And then I was slandered trying to get clothes, and she made me sleep on the floor. So my case manager, it's been a while ago, but I'm just trying to, I was terrified this happened in 2018.
Oh, okay.
So I was treated so bad, I left there.
Uh-huh.
Because there are beds.
Staff now.
Have you ever heard of someone that made someone sleep on the floor when there's beds there?
No. We have different staff now. We have a new program director. We have new staff. And we do things differently now.
I just never heard of someone getting mad and furious with someone and saying that you go sleep on the floor like it sounded like an abuser.
Yeah.
And then it was blatant lies.
That we could do about it now?
I'm just trying to get clarity because, if that person still works there, she don't need to work there by bullying someone that were aware that was fleeing abuse. And then another party, my son's living with the person's mother. My son's living with a person that works there. My son is associated with her daughter, and they are keeping me away from my son in corruption. So I was also bullied by this lady there. She's the one that made me wash dishes and deprived me of services that everybody else got. But I can't get law enforcement because her daughter is kept me away from my son, which is criminal. Conspiracy to violate rights is a felony. But I can't get law enforcement, and I never had access to my child, and he was my legal custodial child. And now they just lied to keep me away from my daughter. But I think I'm just trying to put the pieces together on why she would deprive me of the services that everybody got. Another person started an argument with me for trying to get clothes and made me sleep on the floor. So, like I said, I was so badly mistreated there that I left. She's a heavyset lady. She's been there years. If you say her name, I may remember her.
So the people we have in the office now are Miss Carla, Miss Tanya, and Miss Michelle. And Miss Rosetta.
Is Miss Carla heavyset?
Not really, no.
Okay. I don't remember. I'm just trying to put pieces together, on why I repeatedly keep getting treated like this, who's behind it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure things out.
Yeah, we want to do that to you now if you came here. It's completely different than what it used to be. I was here a couple years ago.
Oh, well, I've relocated and I've relocated to another experience and I still appear to be getting excluded from some things. So it keeps following me everywhere I got. I just got to a new location and it appears that I'm not getting all feedback for the different possibilities.
Okay,
so
well,
this is just a repeated pattern.
Maybe I could pray for you.
Plano Police Department. If you have any emergency, please hang up and dial 9.
If you have an emergency, please hang up and help you.
Yes, I would like to speak with. I made a complaint because the police came to New Beginnings in Plano.
Speak with who?
I made a complaint because the police department came to Plano, New Beginnings in Plano. They also came to Garland. And I wanted to know why the police department came to interrupt me from getting help to flee abuse. At that location, I drove all the way from Garland to Plano. And then they came to Plano, too, and removed me.
Okay. Let me go ahead and get you on the line with professional standards, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
After the tone. When you have finished, please hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hello, this is Kiana Clark. I did a complaint on the police department coming to Plano and New Beginnings. The Garland police also came to the Garland location. And I was speaking with the victim's advocate, and she had to go in the middle of speaking to me and wouldn't help. That also happened in Garland. That's been a repeated pattern, and I'm just trying to get to the bottom of things. Can you please give me a call back? So there's a lot of shelters that don't answer the phone that I can't call. All shelters, all of them mistreat me that I've ever stayed at. The ones that let me in. It is.
This
resolved agreement with the Denton Police Department. I'm just returning a phone call you had made earlier today.
Okay, what's your badge number?
1273.
Yes, I don't know exactly what to do because I was at Our Daily Bread and I was blatantly lied on, told that I was recording when I wasn't, and then was removed at 8 o'clock at night. The police denied me a report and investigation for why I was lied on to sabotage my ability for shelter and would not give me a ride, and the bus stopped running. I also was denied services at Salvation Army in Denton. Salvation Army lied to me about the policy. They told me that you stay there 5 days and you have a cooling off period for 14 days, and that's not the policy and procedure. In addition to that, they were scamming to keep me from services and would not give me any domestic violence help. I scheduled an appointment 2 different times in one day. Each time I came to my appointment, it was rescheduled twice. And then when I came, she said leave. I told her I wanted to get flee abuse with Salvation Army in the for my domestic abuse crisis, and she said that I needed to leave after I communicated with her. I was there like 3 minutes. So then after that, the police department showed up. I recorded them because they repeatedly enticed people to deny me of shelter. When I recorded the police, then they scammed that I had a criminal trespass for recording the police. So then at Denton County Friends of the Family, I was mistreated there and denied services there too. They lied as well, saying I was recording. What I think's happening, the police department used to remove me on their own. Then when I started recording, then they lied blatantly to get me out of locations. Just blatantly lied.
Okay.
So I'm not quite sure what to do with the misconduct because now it's escalated to putting me out of hospitals and hotels. Because nothing was done about doing it at shelters and family members' homes.
Okay. So as far as I'm seeing on our end, as far as records go, you have been trespassed from the shelter that was on 8/1/2024, and then also Salvation Army, which was 7/23/2024.
What's 8/1/2020? Is that Our Daily Bread?
Yeah.
When I got robbed, Our Daily Bread didn't follow protocol and wouldn't let me use the phone. I was panicking, and I said, "Can I use the phone?" And security wouldn't let me use the phone. After I got robbed, like they knew, and it was like it was planned. The man said that a lot of people like me to walk and are sadistic and funny. I need knee replacements. So this man, he was acting like someone put him up to doing it because he said, "No, you need to walk." He said he'd give me a ride, then wouldn't give me one. Then time I stepped 1 foot off, he burned off in the vehicle, taking my belongings, everything that I had, my phones, everything. And I had just bought new clothes. So anyway, I walked to Our Daily Bread where they were mistreating me and, all kinds of things that aren't realistic, deprived me of services, played mind games, wouldn't give me my baggage. They kept my baggage and then wouldn't give it to me. I needed a shower. Then sometimes they wouldn't give me towels. So nonetheless, they blatantly lied, and I'm just trying to establish a pattern because doing this in a conspiracy is a felony.
Okay. So I don't really know what the shelter's guidelines are. I know they're getting stricter now, but as far as we've been told, if the shelter wants to trespass somebody, we facilitate it.
No, I'm just not being heard. Each person I'm talking to is always trying to conceal crimes. It's misconduct with the police department having civilians commit crimes to keep me from services. In a conspiracy, that's a felony. The police department used to come on their own. And then when I started recording them, now they work behind the scenes and have locations pathologically lie. I'm not quite certain on why you're not disturbed and why places are lying on me to keep me from shelter.
Called there by whoever is working. So normally, as far as the shelter goes, security will call us, and I'm assuming that's what happened that night because we don't just show up places.
I don't know. I just don't know why everyone I'm talking to a lot of calls I don't get. I don't get 90% of my calls. And then when I do, that's illegal to control someone's phone and keep them from fleeing abuse. But yet nothing's been done.
We don't have anything to do with that.
Well, the thing of it is if I'm calling and talking to you and you're covering for crimes, tampering with evidence is a felony, you do have something to do with it. Obstruction of justice is also criminal. So you absolutely do have something to do with it. It's mandatory reporting. If I'm fleeing a domestic violence crisis and the police department is enforcing abuse and having people put me out of shelters so I can't have safety, that's criminal.
Okay, well, the police department isn't doing that.
That's what I'm
called there.
reporting. They are. I have evidence. Let me give you my YouTube channel.
Okay. If I'm not gonna listen or watch your YouTube channel because that's not evidence. That's just gonna be you talking.
Oh, well, you're mistaken. I don't know your position because social media has contributed to a lot of arrests. I'm not quite certain why the police department don't want to see my channel.
If you don't
I think maybe that's
have
another form of tampering with evidence.
then I can't really help you. Like I said, if the shelter or Salvation Army calls us and they want a trespass, we facilitate that. If
I just think that, maybe the FBI needs to do something. It's just mysterious how everyone I've been talking to for almost 10 years plus is always covering for crimes. You have to prove something like that. They just don't hear me reporting felonies repeatedly over and over. It's just disregarded and ignored. And I call multiple different attorneys and they don't ever call me back. So I know a crime is being committed with my phone. I know that only corrupt people are calling me. This has been going on 10 years.
Okay. If you want your criminal trespasses lifted, you're going to have to talk to the shelter or the Salvation Army specifically. We don't control that.
So the Salvation Army, the police told the Salvation Army to do it. It wasn't the Salvation Army's idea. The police told the Salvation. They were tell multiple different places to do it.
Like I said, on record, you only have 2 criminal trespasses.
Okay, and where are those at?
Like I said, Salvation Army and Denton County or Denton Community Shelter.
Is that Our Daily Bread?
Yes.
Okay, so I thought what is the criminal trespass for?
So they are places of business. If a business wants someone trespassed, we don't even have to ask a reason because it's a private property.
No, because violating someone's rights and depriving them of services, there's laws. So you're mistaken that a lot of people have got away with criminal activity.
Just so you know, that's not a law. You do not have a right to service.
Well, what happened with discrimination and civil rights?
Well, that's not what this is about.
Well, if I'm being discriminated against and denied services, and then to permanently deny me of services, scheme, or criminal trespass, it does have something to do with rights. My rights are being violated. If people repeatedly, over and over, violate me and give me criminal trespasses,
you do not have a right to service, and if you're causing a disruption to
that's not what happened. That's what I'm trying to report.
Then you can be trespassed.
Well, that's what I just said. Is that didn't happen? That my rights are being violated because you just said you're contradicting yourself.
You don't have a right to service, especially if you don't follow their rules.
That's not what happened. There's nothing that happened, and they don't have any evidence, which is why I'm involving the police. The police told the organization to give me a criminal trespass.
It's a private business, and if they want to trespass anyone, they trespass anyone, and we facilitate it.
But that violates my rights. There's a constitutional rights to not violate someone's rights and deprive them of services.
No, there is no such thing as a right to service.
Well, I think you're mistaken. I don't think because there's legally that you can't. Just like some restaurants that don't want to.
Then I don't have anything else. Then this conversation can be over unless you have any other questions.
Just like some restaurants that deny people that are with certain sexuality, they got sued because you can't do that. Deny someone services with certain sexuality. They just can't.
That it depends on the context.
Right, they can't deny me services because my abuser told them to. If they're denying someone, they can't. If you can't deny someone services because of their sexuality, why would you deny someone services for nothing? Repeatedly, over and over, year after year. If it's not okay to deny someone services for their sexuality, why would it be okay to deny someone services permanently for no reason?
Well, ma'am, I wasn't there.
I'm just getting clarity because you did say that a lot of people use that as an alibi. But that you did say that they can deny me services for no reason. Then in another statement, you said that if someone denied someone services because of sexuality, they can't do that. If they can't do
said that, you said that, and it also depends on the context. But I'm not going to sit here and debate with you. Like I said, if a business wants to trespass someone, we facilitate it. And like I said, we don't have to ask a reason because it's a private business and they can do what they want.
You can't do that. That's against constitutional rights. Martin Luther King marched so people could have rights, black people like myself. And you can't give someone a criminal trespass to keep them from getting services, a criminal trespass location or location
permanently. I understand that you might not think that you can do that, but you can. So whether you think it's true or not, it is.
No, that I can't get legal representation. You can't. There's people that are attorneys. Not everyone, some people have legal expertise, and they know that you can't treat someone like that in this country.
Okay, I understand where you're coming
That,
from.
in addition to that, conspiracy to violate rights is a felony charge. That's a felony.
Okay. Well, then I guess you should take it up with the FBI or something. But this conversation's over. Bye.
Notice the attitudes, call to call to call, that I can receive. Is it like a repeated pattern of psychological abuse in the comments, hang-ups, torment? So it was way worse. And I experienced things today that I can't talk about. Like for example, when I go places, they leave the front desk. They deliberately do it. They wait to see where I'm coming from and then help several people after me. And then I say, but it's a pattern. I don't know how they do it or why they do it. And then, like I said, in addition to that, I'm fine. All these people, multiple different people are getting services that I'm not getting just year after year. Okay, well, I'm done today. I just wanted to establish a history of criminal activity and abuse. Police abusing their badges and guns to conspire with abuse and keep parties from helping one person is criminal.